Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nicolette Hodge.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge.
Today we are here with our Sunday critique of the NOI broadcast, where we go in and we evaluate the so-called information that's being given to our people. And we give you clean water, brothers and sisters. They're giving you dirty water. So today's title of the presentation is called
True meaning
The True Meaning of what?
of love.
The True Meaning of Love. Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm just making sure that our live is going through okay. Okay, brothers and sisters, so we are live here on YouTube. Okay, so we had, who started off today? Daniel. He's coming in talking about how to eat to live. And he's talking about our diets and how we need to change our diets so that we can live. Now, the thing about it is, yes, the messenger did give us how to eat to live. It was a somewhat of a guide to keep us, to get us off of this pork, off of this swine, and have us eating better so that we could take care of our bodies. I mean, we know that our health is our wealth. That's something that Master Solomon, the breaker of the seven seals, has been going through this week with us in his presentations and information and lectures, speaking about how our health is our wealth. You know, and they've given us money, or dangled the dollar in front of us and have us believing that that's our energy, or where we get power from. And really, our energy comes from, well, what we do with our energy is a way of us protecting our health and taking care of our bodies. In other words, what I'm trying to say, brothers and sisters, is studying how to eat to live would have got you far enough now to recognize to be alive, so that you could see the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, which is Solomon. However, how to eat to live is not going to get us home. Okay, and how to eat to live without knowledge of the 5 mathematical pillars of Islam is like having a gun with no bullets. So you can be eating, you know, according to how to eat to live. However, if you don't understand how salats work, which is tuning our hearts and firming our hearts, if you don't understand how charity works, how consequence works, you know, Hajj, how that works. If you don't understand how all these things work, then how to eat to live, it's just not enough, brothers and sisters. The messenger gave us something to start waking us up and letting us know who we are. However, that is not the fulfillment of us getting home. That's why the messenger of the Abrahamic covenant is here on the scene. So, okay, let me see what else we have. And then we had, what's the, Jahir? We had Jahir come up, and he's speaking about Armageddon. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. He's speaking about Armageddon, and he has no clue what the war Armageddon is, which we know that's a European war. He's not letting you know how the war Armageddon is going to be sparked, what's sparking the war Armageddon, which we know is the war in the Middle East between Iran, Syria, and our God, Master Fard Muhammad, who will go to war with the dragon and his angels. So the House of Saud and America, Britain, and false Israel. And we know that them getting kicked out the Middle East, we know that America and Britain get kicked out the Middle East, false Israel going under siege and being destroyed, and it being exposed that we are the true seed of Abraham, and that our land is, the whole Middle East belongs to us, our promised land is Arabia, and that we are God's people that they have been cursing for nearly 500 years. Once all that is exposed by them being uprooted as the false Israel, the false seed of Abraham, the whole world will see who we truly are and who they are, which are the liars, beasts, monsters that they are. And that sparks the War of Armageddon, which is a war of all the European nations at each other's throats, fighting with each other. everything that they're giving you is it's watered down. It's a fantasy because they're not giving you anything in real time and letting you know how you're gonna come up out of this, brothers and sisters. And how to eat to live is not. It doesn't even scratch the surface of what we need to know to get home. So then we had Ishmael.
Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey?
Jeffrey came, then Ishmael.
Okay. Yes, sir. Would you like to take over? And Jeffrey, and another thing, and he just come in piggybacking off of having love, loving others.
Right.
Brothers and sisters, they're building this whole picture of loving everyone. You know, love your enemy, white, black, brown, yellow. It doesn't matter. You know, they're putting every nation into this and telling us that we should be loving them. And why we're in so much trouble now is because we're not showing love. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna wait till you get into Ishmael and the whole you know, the meat of the.
Okay. Well, we can get into that now.
What is that's the topic of the day. He was the master of ceremony.
Right. He's been preparing this meal
right.
for the brothers and sisters, which we know he's been.
That's what Jeffrey was introduced. Ishmael as the one preparing the brunch or the meal for the day, and he's worked hard. That's he actually just brought him in.
Right. He brought in Ishmael and brothers and sisters, Ishmael's whole message is about love. That we should love our enemies. The reason why we're in so much trouble is because we're not showing love. And that if one comes amongst you and he's not showing love, then that can't possibly be the one. Now, talking about love, you know, he's saying that, you know, love is not lust. It's a genuine care for someone. And just taking that little part right there, he's saying that the chief hypocrite, the chief demon, Legion, Louis Eugene Graham, who has turned the NOI backwards, has shown so much love to our brothers and sisters, and him and the messenger. The messenger has shown love. We're not speaking about the messenger. We love him, and he's done his duty. He's not the breaker of the seven seals. However, he did what he was supposed to do, in which he came and gave us the message. Now, Farrakhan has came and turned the nation completely backwards. Okay, have us worshiping Sunniism, have us idolizing and worshiping an image of God, instead of realizing that we are the gods and goddesses of the universe. Okay, and Farrakhan has completely dismantled all of our hard work within the NOI. So our $80 million net worth, he diminished that down to nothing. He's worth $7 million. All the money that they're asking you to donate is going straight into his pockets. Keep fattening himself up. And nothing is being given back to our brothers and sisters. So just with that one fact right there, where is the love at in that? You've completely robbed us. And then telling you that, you know, America's receiving judgment. We already know that. The world is coming to an end. We know that their reality is coming to an end. However, there is nothing prepared for us. So this whole 42 years, he has been squandering time away, taking all the money from the brothers and sisters and using it to line his pockets, make his paradise, living like a king, mansions, $1 million suits, glasses, shoes, and have left the brothers and sisters high and dry. And talking about an economic program, the only one who's economically secure is Farrakhan. He's the only one who has everything he needs. Our brothers and sisters have nothing. So you're talking about how he loves us. You know, he really genuinely loves us, and he has done nothing for us. Actually, he's done everything to us that our enemy has done. He's robbed us, lied to us, deceived us, manipulating us. Just think about that, brothers and sisters, and ask yourself, how does that even add up? He's saying that he loves us and all this other mess. Go ahead.
like you were saying, they're the basis of it, which is the topic, is the true, um, the true meaning of love, and he got to going into love as an action. You know, it's a noun, but it's an action, and as you were saying, how love is carried out and what is love, and speaking about how God loved us as a people. But in all of this, these things that was being shared, that about love, it was looked at as love is going to conquer all. And the way that he's speaking on love conquering all is that the output of the action of love your brother or love your neighbor will conquer all. When, yes, God is love, but God's love brings on an action, and that action is a natural reaction from another action. That is, every action has an equal reaction. So this thing that love conquers all or love makes all, you can't, he's sharing that you love, then the real thing that really caught my attention, that after all of the nonsense, is the thing that he said, that love has no concept, no record.
Love keeps no record of wrong.
And
that is so sick.
These things that he's trying to flip as consequence, you love, like love, and then there's no consequence for actions. Like love will conquer all. Love don't change those things.
Right.
And those things are part of set in laws that manifest. Why is it love? Like God loves his people, and love, however, at the same time, God is coming with vengeance. He said, vengeance is mine.
Save the Lord.
Said, for what you have done to my people, that I will do to you in double time. So this thing that God conquers, love conquers all. And love has no record. Yes, in light of how he's trying to put it and water it down, that yes, it was shared for us. We do our nature, we live as our nature because we respect and carry out righteousness. Doesn't mean when it's time to go to war that it's not the consequences set. And when the repercussion comes, yes, we might have, it's just like saying that if you are carrying yourself upright and being from your nature who you are, is a righteous person, that when you're wronged at the time, it may seem like you know, you're checking that wrong, but you might check it in a way to where you're still in the law. But when the time comes that you're gonna, these people or this person keeps doing this wrong, there's gonna come a time to where you're going to have to judge and change the love into consequence for what you did, which might have you take his life. You know what I'm saying? You might have, that's might be the repercussion for that. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that you're going against your nature or nothing like that. That's self-preservation, and that's consequence for what the person is doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this love conquers all, as love will take away consequence, or love will take away if you love more, you love and love and love. That's the same thing that they've been trying to get us to do all this time. Love your enemy.
Right.
You don't love your enemy, but he's speaking about an enemy and your love for your brother.
We are loving people. We don't need any more lessons in love. That's why we're in the problem now, because we've been being too naive. Go ahead.
But the thing is rearranging what he's trying to say. The love for your brother, the love for your family is enough. Yes, you love and unconditional love, but they're using these terms of love with your enemy.
Exactly. And really what they tell you to do.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's speaking like love your enemy.
And really he's saying turn a blind eye. Forgive them. And all of this is spewing it into is accept devils as your brothers and sisters, because that's what Farrakhan has had our people doing. And he himself is a devil. His father is Percival Clark. So if he really was letting you know that we're not loving our enemies, we're not getting close to them, we don't want to have nothing to do with them, and if he was keeping it real about who you are and who he truly is, which is the son of a devil, which makes him a devil, then you would have no love or any interaction with him at all. You wouldn't even be sitting up here accepting this hogwash, brothers and sisters. We are loving people by nature. That's how we have gotten into so much trouble by by loving everyone. You know, even when Yaqub made the grafted devil, we had the Arab sisters taking the devil babies when we marched them across the hot sands to take them up to the Caucasus Mountains. We had some of the Arab sisters who would keeping some of those Caucasian devil babies back and hiding them, you know, out of sympathy and love for these children. And we ended up in so much more trouble behind that. Now we got these devils growing up amongst us, causing mischief, bloodshed, and you know, being manipulative and deceiving us and whatnot. And so we have the whole thing that we have been being too naive. You know, there's a lot of other words to describe this. Go ahead and chime in if you have another one. We have been being too loving towards everyone and not really taking care of ourselves, and put it like that, not focusing on ourselves, or not understanding our predicament. And what this whole thing is, the title of this presentation today that they did should be called The True Meaning of Turning a Blind Eye, because that's what they're telling you to do. It has nothing to do with love, brothers and sisters, because if it did, then they would be able to quantify and let you know like what Farrakhan has did to show you this. And then the whole spin they try to put on it, if this person isn't loving, then they're not the one, or he's you know, throwing jabs at the messenger of the covenant, who was a no nonsense brother, has all the love for our people, has all the love for us, has went through trials, tribulations, affliction, have lost everything, have sacrificed everything. If that's not love, tell me what is. Have completely given everything up to break the 7 seals, get this information out to our people, and get as many of us home as possible. What's love, brothers and sisters? If that's not love, then what are you looking for? Because all Farrakhan has did is steal from us and manipulate us and lie to us while he's doing it, telling us that we should love him and accept him while he's over here stealing from us and lying to us. That's a devil. That's what these devils do. Okay, so and then they try to get you. That's what these demons are running around saying. It's time for love and healing. How can we heal when we still have this cancer, this demon plague within our bodies, within the body of Allah, which is us original brothers and sisters. We all represent different parts of the body, different cells, brain cells, heart cells, but we have this cancer, this demon plague that has been put on us from nearly 500 years of being raped by Massa and being forced to carry his seed. And they look like us, walk like us, talk like us, but they're not us. So this is the cancer that we're dealing with. You know, and that's the first war. That's what Solomon would be doing when it speaks about the Ancient of Days in Daniel. The Ancients of Days will sit, thrones will be cast down, and he's coming to clean up the NOI. You know, and getting rid of all these demons that are misleading our people or mixed in with our people we don't understand. You know, our right hand from our left hand. So, how can we heal and love if we still have this cancer? Because he's speaking just like how these devils and the rest of these demons are speaking. It's time for loving and healing. And they're saying all that now, now that it's time for their judgment. You know, same thing with Farrakhan. He's trying to get you to love him and talking about all these things he's done for you. He knows his judgment is, he's experiencing his judgment already. He's disemboweled, de-gutted. He has public humiliation coming up next, and then he'll be destroyed. So he's trying to set the stage to get you to, you know, have sympathy or love him because he knows his judgment, or forgive him, or turn a blind eye to everything he has done to us, because he knows his judgment is on his tail. Go ahead. You got anything?
Well, I do. With a thing that Ishmael was leading to as well is that there's two areas, or the two things were the Old Testament and the New Testament. And the New Testament is love, and a man of love of the New Testament, and that Lewis, in words, is the personification of love. He's the, which in what the personification is, he's trying to, you know, that's a stolen accusation is in itself. However, he's saying that Lewis is the man that personifies the word love. He has been made to show, or to bear witness to, the word love. And this is the New Testament, is the man of love. And Lewis is this man that came from Elijah and Farad, that is a living man that personified the action or the word love. He's the personification of love.
Now, go ahead.
So, in saying that, Lewis, in his actions, has carried out what love is for the black man. And you, in the shock of the hour, was when you seen this personification of love at the Million Man March. That it shocked the whole world when they seen this love at the Million Man March.
Now, what was going on at the Million Man March?
This love, this this is when you seen this elevation that Lewis, the love that came from Lewis, this Million Man March, something it showed the power of I'm sharing what he shared, that the people around all the nations around the world were shocked when they seen this, and they seen Lewis's love, or the love of the black man, or something for Lewis, or Lewis's love for the black man. However, even in saying that, he was getting into that the New Testament is about love, but the New Testament, if you get into that, you get into the time of, and that he's trying to say that we're in the time of Jesus, or the Messiah, and the Mahdi, and the Lewis is this love, or this child. What do he say? I'll give you my first child, which being the messenger, and then this one that came from all this all these things that that really went nowhere. And then because he had to back that up and say, well, he's always he's a defender of Lewis. He's never went off course. He's never defiled the messengers. He's never did this. If that was the case, you wouldn't have to bring those things up. If he has never done that, it wouldn't be a question out there. Have you went away from the teachings? Have you not denounced the messenger several times?
Exactly. And Master Farah
and Master Farah Muhammad, and did it with your own mouth in public, and said and told everybody that you didn't believe in Master Farah Muhammad. Told everybody that you didn't believe in the messenger. Not only once, you did this countless times. Then you go in front of the whole Muslim world on TV, on record. But then you say how much you are in love with Master Farah Muhammad, and how much y'all love Master Farah Muhammad when y'all speaking about Master Farah Muhammad, and how Master Farah Muhammad came and did X, Y, and Z. But at the same time, you take Master Farah Muhammad's of what he done, and then take what the messenger did, but then you have to integrate it or interject everything that was done and showed and proved through those two, and try to interject it and push it through Lewis Line's mouth and make him a person of honorability, like he's honorable, or he's done something so magnificent, when in everything that the messenger done for the black man can be proven and seen and bear witness to. Everything that the messenger done, it affected the black man as a whole. Lewis there's nothing that we can point to right now that is a place of safety or character of righteousness that Lewis has produced for the black man right at all. He cannot. A nation is not a nation of mouth talk, and a nation is having food, clothing, and shelter, producing for a nation and having everything that a nation needs to produce and raise a people and keep the process of their thinking and thoughts and able to be nourished inside of the nation, like the messenger, the things that the messenger done. Lewis have not done that. Lewis cannot produce and show any record of taking care of the black man and putting something together as for a whole for the black man to have any type of any type of stability to even be called a nation. Having a paper does not make you a nation.
And they don't even print their own paper.
That's not what a nation is.
Exactly.
You don't have any banks. You don't have no. If you do got farm there, it's not producing. It's if you don't have any trucking company, you don't have the things.
No homes.
No.
No schools.
They have a school. They got a school. What
for our children?
They have a. They still got the university that sits on Mont Marion. It sits there. So, but that churches got schools. Churches got schools. The video camera. We're on camera. Everyone has videos
right.
now. None of this stuff consists as a nation. Nothing. You have no banks. You can't produce. You can't take care. You're not taking care of your brothers and sisters. You can't go. There's 5 to 7 million. That's why I said you can't separate Lewis from the nation. And every dollar that they are, everything that's being said is being said in defense, because if he stayed the course, no one could say he didn't stay the course. He immediately left his post without a fight for his post. He himself said he was the national spokesman for the messenger. He was the one in charge in the passing or the leaving of the message or the taking of the messenger. He was the one. However, he relinquished his post and then aligned himself and became the head minister for the Belalians with Wallace. He denounced the messenger teaching and Master Farad Muhammad's teachings immediately. He also did it again in 2020 on national television. He has not been teaching the supreme wisdom or the messenger's teachings for years. Never. He has changed the temples into mosques. He sits up and goes to Friday Jummah with Sunni Muslims. Things that it don't take a rocket science. These are things that the messenger didn't allow.
He also,
you know what I'm saying? Scientology.
Masonry.
He's taken in to let the devil in and said we can mix with him. These are things that cannot be even. You cannot even argue the fact what people are seeing as if people are ignorant. You're kissing ass and speaking about what this man haven't done as if everybody is ignorant to the facts that can be seen and the facts that are out there, that what he has done and what, so you can't justify. So there, this whole action of love is in defense, as he didn't do this,
right?
And we must love, and you got to love your brothers. And when you speak about this, then you get to the essence or the peak of what he's speaking. He gets to the peak of his lecture and have nowhere to go with it, and then start saying, well, we have to raise ourselves. And with what? We got to change ourselves. We got to do, with what? So all this mess ends up once again in what he say? We have to atone ourselves.
So you still say
back
you're sinful.
Into atone. Yes, that's why we're killing. That's why we're in St. Louis and Chicago and Detroit. That's why we're killing each other, and this is why we don't love ourselves. We don't love ourselves enough, so we're killing each other, and still not seeing that these things are coming from our open enemy, the wheat in the terror, the demon plague that is plaguing us, those that, like you said, that look like us. Then then we're living in the devil's world. Well, this is the world as we're in. Why does so much sin, and that he spoke on that? Well, we're in the living in the devil's world, or the world of evil. Yes, that's what we're doing. But after all of this, love is going to overcome these things, and eating to live is gonna, how to eat to live is gonna keep your body your life going in your body, but you don't have nothing for your mind or your thinking to change anything. It's just these things that they're offering you, or what is being offered to your thinking. Where are you being offered to change yourself? Where are you changing yourself, and where are you going? None of these things will they say or give you. You're not going nowhere. They don't speak of going anywhere. They don't speak of leaving. They speak of destruction. They speak of these things. But how? Ask yourself, how is someone going to be destroyed if you sitting there? If you notice, this country hasn't been attacked. No war has been on it because of the black man and woman being on. We're used as a shield. And with this country being judged, how can it be judged if you're still sitting here? If you're still among them, if you're still trying to love and kiss butt, if you're doing all these things right here, and all you got to do is change your perception. That's.
So he's telling us we still have to keep accepting this shit and keep eating it. Just pretend it's something else. Pretend it's ice cream.
And love conquers all. Love holds no record.
That is the craziest thing he said all day.
But that's if you listening as a person trying to receive what's being shared, that should have caught your ear immediately. Love carries no record.
And that's I'm happy you brought that up. Go ahead.
Exactly, because how consequence, the record is set in.
Right.
It's set in automatically. And
Right.
this, why are they being judged?
Exactly.
If it didn't carry no record.
They're being judged for their complete record.
They're being judged because of their record.
Of everything they did. Okay, brothers and sisters, and they're
And the
whitewashing
love for you after he read Ezekiel, what the God shared, I seen what they done to you. They had no pity, no love for you. Your
No
children,
mercy.
no mercy. I seen it. So I came. So the love for you is the reason why I'm judging them. The love for you and what you done for me, I'm gonna judge them, and I'm gonna destroy them. You understand?
Yes,
so
sir.
the love caused this judgment that is taking place right now.
So when that plague hit in 2020, that Farrakhan did not see coming.
Oh, didn't he say
brother,
that? Oh,
you should have known, brother, sister. That was the
I forgot
that
about
plague that come
brother
right
came
after
from Detroit. Had the nerve to say nobody didn't know about the plague in February. They knew about that first thing January when it was it's matter of fact, it started surging in late December in Wuhan. They was talking about it before.
And there was only one person that was warning us about this plague coming. And Exodus tells you that a plague would come hit Egypt, knocking out these Egyptians, the firstborn and elderly, and passing over God's people, the Hebrews, those of us with the blood of the Lamb on our doors, which means we have the same DNA as the Lamb himself, which is an original man, Master Solomon. And he did not see this plague coming, brothers and sisters. And every time you see a plague hit America or any type of judgment unfolding, that is the love that God has for us as his people. Okay, because he's coming through with this consequence, keeping his word, keeping his promise. That's love. Not turning a blind eye and still accepting this bullshit. So, that sparked, you just brought that up when you were saying that how, you know, when you looking at judgment, that's the fulfillment of love for us. Because all of this is being done, their full record is the reason why they are receiving the judgment that they are receiving now. Yeah. They put us through the Holocaust. It was not no damn slavery. They lied about that.
Now, that's the judgment. Because, yes, we were to be slaves, but we wasn't supposed to be killed,
murdered, beat, sodomized, hung, skinned alive, burnt. They had us, the devils, they got to use rags when they were on their periods. They stuffed us with dirt, plugs of grass, wood. That's not slavery, okay? And eating us alive, feeding our babies to alligators, skinning us. Brothers and sisters, that's not slavery. That's the Holocaust. They're being judged for that. That is a long record that these devils and demons are working overtime to suppress what they have done to us, to suppress their record. Yet anytime we want to get a job, we trying to get a vehicle, a home, we want to leave the country, try to get a passport, what's the first thing they do? Pull up our record, your criminal history. So they've been keeping they'll keep a record on us in a heartbeat and force us into these nasty situations. We in hell trying to make the best of it. You know, every time we turn the corner, they slapping us with a misdemeanor or a felony. You know, and then you know, as soon as the police pull us over, they run our ID and we'll run our identification and look at our record that these devils put on us. You know, but then you got the chief hypocrite telling you love has no recollection of history, or love keeps no record of wrong. You know, it's sick. It's sick. And they are being judged for their full record of what they've done. They're not getting out of it. You know, that's Farrakhan's whole job, is to get them out of their judgment and to keep you from realizing who you are. And they're stealing our inheritance and getting paid off. He's getting paid off by our very enemies. So, and then will not speak to you about the war in the Middle East, will not speak to you about you being the true seed of Abraham, refuses to read the Abrahamic covenant. He'll read all the way up to the part that says we're going home.
They spoke on the war. You
How?
know what he said?
What do you say?
It's gonna escalate. He didn't go from no part of where it's gonna escalate.
Now, which words escalate? Because he's been yelling out Ukraine and Russia for the longest.
No,
and he's just repeating what Rick Wiles, CNN.
Yeah, he didn't do none of that.
Okay.
He didn't give no explanation of where, when, and what.
So that's not nothing for us.
He didn't
Nothing.
give no. He left it open as it needs to be.
And then told us 9 years ago to watch the weather. That means nothing. That means nothing, brothers and sisters. Okay? So understand that everything that Farrakhan is bringing to you is a defense so that you don't see him as the chief demon and hypocrite that he is. He's trying to get us to turn a blind eye to our enemies and accept them and love them and keep dealing with them, or they want us to have children with them and be with them. He's already accepted devils to the NOI. That's his whole thing. To get the attention off of him, he wants to tell you how much he loves you. He can't tell you one thing that he has produced for our people with all the money that our brothers and sisters have been giving him. So we're going to keep coming in every Sunday and exposing this lion, dog, chief demon Farrakhan and all of his little imps, his little student ministers who are doing nothing but spewing out more shit for our people. Do you have anything else to add? Yeah. Okay, so thank you for having us, and we'll be back next Sunday with another critique.
Awesome.